it with Nikki. Drop it with Nikki. Drop it with Nikki. Drop it with Nikki. Drop it with Nikki.
Welcome to this episode of Jobbing with Nikki, and today we are going international as I am speaking to the brilliant Chad Lennex.
Oh, happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
I'm very excited.
Good.
I've never had an American on before, so...
Oh, so sorry that I'm the first one. There's so many better ones.
It's like, what, 2 o'clock in the afternoon for you?
It is. I'm American, so I'm horrible with time conversion. What time is it over there right now?
7 p.m. I think.
Okay. Well,
yeah, when I was working it out, you were 5 hours behind.
That makes sense. Yes. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
So where should we start? Let's start at the basics. What got you into wrestling and deciding to train? What was that moment?
Yeah. I think like many others, like childhood fan. So when I was like very, very young, I was a big like Power Rangers and Spider-Man were like the two things, right? And growing up, I wanted to be a Power Ranger. So I'm like, okay, how do I make this happen? Along with Power Rangers, I grew up like loving martial arts, like movies.
Yeah.
My dad is fancies himself a martial artist a little bit. So, growing up around it, I always loved that as well. So, I also come from a family of stage actors. So like by trade, that's what they do. They very similar to pro wrestling. But so I loved all those things. And then like the first time I saw pro wrestling, which was I couldn't remember the year, but it was like a video game that one of my cousins was playing. And I just was like, holy shit, like this is like all of those things balled up into one thing, and like you could just do like it's a real thing. Like I'm not likely to be Spider-Man. I mean anything's possible, I guess, but or a Power Ranger, but a pro wrestler. So, through watching my cousins play video games and all that, I just became like horribly obsessed, and then that took the place of all my other interests. I couldn't pinpoint the year, but it was certainly like Attitude Era time frame. My earliest memories are like Steve Austin and DX and all that. So, from there, my cousins were huge, like a lot older and huge wrestling fans. So they introduced me to ECW, and I was seeing Rob Van Dam and like Jerry Lynn, and I'm like, dude, I can't even like handle this. Like, it was my young brain was exploding. So, I mean, I knew very early on, like, when I saw it, like this is what I want to do with my life. And then I surrounded myself with friends as I grew up that felt similarly. So it was pretty easy to stay hooked. Didn't have many friends because of it, but the ones I did have were were cool. So
you and me both. I had to pretend for many years I didn't like wrestling and that I was cool.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, that stuff though, it's fake, huh?
Yeah, stupid. I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah.
It's wrestling. This is one thing I do actually talk about quite a lot, like in general life. Is wrestling like viewed as dorky or what? Like, because it seems more acceptable to like wrestling over there as it was here for me growing up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it goes through like ebbs and flows. I think like Attitude Era time when I was really young, like I was not in the minority. Like every kid had like a DX shirt or a Steve Austin shirt or whatever, or The Rock. And then it definitely went through like a phase of like, that's weird. You know what I mean? Like, it became like and it continues to be very niche. But I think today in particular with like WWE's reach across like all these other forms of media, even if people aren't fans, like they know what it is, and there's so many like streamers and internet folks like intertwined into it now. It's like, oh yeah, the wrestling stuff, and it doesn't have as like dorky of a connotation. You talk to me for 5 minutes and I can certainly make it dorky, because if you're not just a surface level fan, like people question your like mental facilities when you start diving into specifics. So.
Yeah. Oh, I get that. Like, I don't know all the specifics. I like to keep a little bit of magic about me.
Love it. I
My
love it.
go-to is a coup de grace. I will never understand a coup de grace because how are you not crushing that person's chest? But
Oh,
I
good.
never want to know because
Yeah, like
that's
magic,
a
right?
little bit of magic for
Good.
me.
Hey, I'll tell you, it just fucking sucks. That's a huge part of it. So it's not fun. But yeah, that's great. I think that's something that I wish more people had, just like the whimsy of it, right? It's like I don't need to
Yeah,
know, right? Just and have fun. Yeah,
yeah,
it's good.
exactly. I think with the social media age, people are more diving into it and trying
Yeah.
to, I don't know, overthink it
Oh,
a little
absolutely.
bit. It's a
Yeah.
form of entertainment, so just see it as that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really, I mean, not to dive into like the current state of the world, but yes, everything is just hyper analyzed, and everybody who doesn't know anything is commenting on everything. So
Yeah.
it's just it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
100%. So,
Yeah.
how did you get into the Rhodes Wrestling Academy? Like, how did that all come
Yeah.
around?
Yeah, it's funny. So I got in a pretty traditional way. I think I was just really lucky and kind of like right place, right time. So my first match was in 2011. And without disclosing my age, just for again for kayfabe purposes, I was very young though, and I worked with very like poor training and kind of learning on the job training for years, being very young. It just to spare the sob story, I had some successes here and there, but I think overall I just felt very like out of place, and like that first run just didn't really do it for me. So I stepped away and just kind of would like from time to time like hop in and maybe do a training here, go to a show there and interact with some old buddies or whatever. Um and let a corporate career kind of take over for a while. But I just had this like itch, and I was like, man, I got to get back. I'm like getting older, and I just feel like I have so much more to offer, and I got to get back full time. And right around that time, uh, a worldwide pandemic occurred, and I was like, wow, this is wonderful timing.
Yeah.
But due to that, I actually had a lot of flexibility, right? Like my corporate job that I was busting my ass for laid me off, right? And I was like, there could not be more of a sign that I need to go all in on something. So,
Yeah.
um, right around that time, Dustin just announced that he was going to be starting a school. Growing up, Goldust was, I mean, if you're in my age group, like that was like such a huge character, right? And I'm like, holy shit. And then just, following his work for years, I'm like, uh, at the time there was like the Nightmare Factory, which was Cody's school, which is still happening. But I don't know what it was. I just really like to be the first at something, and it was his very first camp, and I'm like, I'm gonna be there. And I moved across the U.S. to go there. Just yeah, I have an extremely supportive wife who just I thankfully was like cool with it, and I applied just like anybody else would, and gave them like a little resume and some background, and they just accepted me. I paid the tuition, and I was a part of the first camp. And I think when I say like timing, being a part of the first camp, they were figuring it out. And I had the unique like business perspective because of my corporate life, and I just feel like I
Ah,
was able to provide some resources for them and just ways to think about things from like a business standpoint.
yeah.
And being around the indies as well, where like Dustin, that's not his world. He's been on TV his entire life. You know what I mean? Like he's worked indies, but he doesn't really know that scene. And so being one of the three people in that first camp that had some experience, I was really able to just give them a good idea of how they could potentially approach things. And they just really liked that and dug my personality and just were like, hi, can you just stay here forever? And I was like, oh shit, okay, awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, and along with Paul's now fiance was also in that very first camp. That's where it's kind of how we all interconnect. That's where I met
Yeah.
Shauna Reed. She was also in that camp and was somebody who had experience and was able to give them some just some perspective. So yeah, that's kind of how that started. And now that was 5 years ago now, and Dustin and I are good buddies now, and I work really closely with his wife on the school and the promotion, and I'm just now I can't escape them. So Yeah.
His right hand man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yes, unfortunately. Like anything you see that comes out of that school, I mean, they're the owners, they make the final decision, but I'm handling like top to bottom, social media,
Wow.
booking the shows. They have a network of trainers now, thank God. It used to just be me, and I was like, holy shit, I can't do this anymore. So, yeah.
I got confused at UKW the other week because I had to press the smoke machine and commentate and announce someone, and I couldn't even
Oh.
do that, right?
That's no, listen, that is so hard. Because that is so directly applicable to like the show like occurring live. Like, holy shit, the pressure, right? I get to be behind the scenes a lot. So I don't, if something gets screwed up, I just blame someone else. I'm like, oh hey, you didn't do this. But you're
I
like
knew
out
the
there. So
I knew the other commentator was having to go back, and then it was just I'm sat there and I'm like, oh no, like I have 3 things to do and 2 hands, and I forgot to announce someone, so I did it when he was already in the ring and his music had stopped, and I was like pressing the smoke machine. I can't do all this.
but you did it, right? Hey, aren't the indies just beautiful? It's just like
Oh,
such a you're
I
just like
love it.
shit.
It
Yeah.
was like Paul on his return.
Yeah.
He said to me, Alex said to me, "Oh, Paul's got some notes." I was like, "Okay." Went to
Yeah.
Paul. What are your notes? He went, "Act scared."
Okay. Good.
I was like, "That I can do."
Yeah. Oh shit. Paul's scary. The light reflects off of his head. It's scary. It can hurt your eyes. You're like, oh shit. So, I mean, I get it. He scares me too.
Him and Alex beating everyone up, and then Alex was like, "Now go out and mum the young boys. Go and mum them." And I was like, so I went out, but then the boys had left the ring, and there was the 30-odd-year-old man in the ring, and I went, "I'm your mum now."
Yeah. Hey, I'm your mother now. So
Yeah,
beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
sorry. But I did go and watch some Rhodes Wrestling Academy
Okay.
shows, and I don't know why, I love Mop Guy.
Who doesn't love Mop Guy?
Like,
Can I?
is his whole
Can I?
thing a janitor?
Yeah. So I'm gonna put this over, okay? Because this was a. So let me kind of. So Rhodes Wrestling Association is the like separate company that's connected to the academy. We run most of the shows out of the school, but we've done other locations. We just had our year anniversary, so we're kind of putting things together, right? We're running shows every month or every other month, and Mop Guy is a trainee that I was training along with the other trainers. He was relatively new. He's just like the sweetest young kid, dude. I would die for him. I love him. And
Oh,
he's just he's like a living cartoon character. Like the way his body moves, the way he looks and acts is just he's so unique. And he wouldn't mind me saying this. He's up and coming. So like in the ring, I mean, he's just not quite there yet, right? Like he's getting so much better, but it takes a really long time. And he's trying to find his niche. And for the first show, we literally just needed somebody to mop the mats in between the matches, and he did that. And he's so naturally charismatic. Our audience, our sold out crowd, just started chanting for him and calling him Mop Guy. And, there may have been some like other students in there that were kind of like egging people on to do it.
yeah.
But I mean, overwhelmingly loved him. And like in wrestling, when something just hits organically, you're like, we have to do something. So myself, I have to give credit to Cordell, who's another worker on our show. We kind of just like came up with this like together, and he came up with a great idea to get him in the ring the first time. And so it's just one of those weird, it just sticks, and he just is a janitor and people love him. He sells little mops and all the kids buy it. I mean, this dude is going to be he's very, if you're like a comedy wrestling fan, I equate him to like a Danhausen, who is very topical right now, right? Like it's just he's just an enigma. So very lucky to have him. I think he's gonna honestly probably be a pretty big deal in wrestling over the years for sure.
I like it when someone's got something a bit different, that you can, because it's noticeable. You stick to something that are noticeable. But I have to point out your outfit at the 80s Fever show. That
thank you.
Incredible, right?
Yeah.
What an outfit!
I know. And so here's the thing. I spend so much money on gear. I wear like the bodysuits with the zip. I mean, those are like $500 plus, right? And like I spent so much money, but I've always had this little piece of me that just wanted to wear. I don't know if they call them rompers in the UK, but that's like here they're called a romper. It's like a onesie.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and I did it as a joke a few times on like we used to do these little bonus match things. And for 80s Fever, my character's Dark Chad, so I'm basically a possessed little weird kid. And I just like this is the perfect time to bust out this 80s romper now. And I'm not gonna lie, I dug the look, man. I wish I didn't spend so much money on gear. I could have just rolled with that. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, it was amazing. I was watching it. I was just like, I love that outfit.
Good, I'm glad.
That outfit and mop guy, I was
Oh,
sold. Right?
you just can't. I know you just can't. It's I think we have such a fun product, man. Like you could just pick it up like that and just have a good time, and that's all I'm trying to do. So
That's all wrestling should be. It should just be
agreed.
about having fun and
Yeah.
just enjoying it. But
Yeah.
you did fight Abaddon as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Me and yeah, so Abby and I are very close. We've been really good friends for years.
yeah.
She moved to Texas to be a part of Rhodes Wrestling Academy years ago, and so I've we're friends. I've helped train her, helped get her ready for stuff, and so we've been really close. And we always wanted a match, and it was just like never made sense. Um, but my character is such that like I lean comedy most of the time, or I used to. So it's like this is a perfect way to kind of like get us working. We had her come out and like attack me or whatever. And excuse me, they are the reason that I am the Dark Chad character exists. I did that
Right.
as a joke. I was like, it was like last minute. I was like, this would be so hilarious. Why didn't I think of this? Like I'm wrestling a zombie. Like, let me just do it. So I did a little eye makeup. Well, Abaddon did the eye makeup for me. And I don't know what happened, but it like took off, and I just had my inbox was flooded with messages. People after the show, they're like, Dark Chat is so hilarious. So I kind of evolved it and have seen some recent success with the eye paint and the
Yeah.
cape and I have to credit Abaddon. But yeah, I love Abby. They're hilarious, super hard worker. Obviously, spent a lot of time with AEW and really didn't get a fair shot, and so they're working their way back, and we'll see what happens, right? So.
Well, now you've mentioned AEW, we'll move swiftly into your appearances.
Oh, yeah.
There's a link there, you see.
Look at that seg. I know. Look, I'm good, man. Look at that segue. Beautiful.
I kept doing them on Saturday at pay-per-view, and I was like, I've got this. I'm a pro now. I'm a pro.
Perfect.
But yeah, so there was, how many dark matches did you do?
Oh man. Matches, I think 5 or 6, and then just like endless security spots or like on screen random things. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Wardlow, he's a bit terrifying. How was that?
Oh, that was great. Wardlow was great. He's a super cool guy. We it's like one of those situations where at that time AEW was really like allowing some flexibility just for Dustin, getting a full entrance on Dark, like like it was just like holy shit, like I for sure was not expecting that, right? And originally it was me and Lance Archer, and I was like, well, shit, he's just gonna fuck me up. So I'm like, all right. And Archer's super cool dude too. So I was just like, well, whatever. But then like last minute they changed it to Wardlow and I was like, okay, cool. Maybe we'll get a little bit more time. And then as the day went on, he's like, look, bro, we got like 30 seconds. So and I was like, well, listen, I'll take it with an entrance. Super cool guy, so strong, was like unbelievable. It was like 2 moves, and it was when he was doing that little. If I'm sure you watched it, the little like choke drop thing off the top rope, which is horrifying. I was like, I can't believe they're letting you do this. And this is no fault of his. This is all on me. I was in the air for so long, and I was just like, how am I still in the air? And so I turned my head the last minute. And when you absorb somebody's like knee, it's like their quad, so you keep your head turned. Well, I turned last minute and caught the knee right in the nose. Yeah, so really funny story there. That's the whole match, right? I'm supposed to be knocked out. They call the match. That was the gimmick that he was doing. And Rick Knox, the ref, comes over. He's like, don't move, just like be knocked out. But as I'm laying there, it's like blood is pooling. And I'm so afraid. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like trying to like hide it. I'm like, no. But of course, it's just like eventually the ref sees it and he's like, oh shit. He's like, you okay? I'm like, oh, I'm fine. My nose is just bleeding. And they roll me out. The doc comes over. He's like, "You were in the ring for 30 seconds and you're bleeding all over the place. What the fuck?" I was like, "I'm so sorry." They push, make sure my nose isn't broken, which it wasn't. And so then there's a giant blood spot in the ring the rest of that Dynamite. And what's really funny is Abaddon was on that show on Dark also, and they blamed her for it. They're like, "You spit your blood all over the ring." And I was like, Abaddon did do that. That for sure. That wasn't me at all. So, so that's a really funny memory that I have.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. But coming out with Dustin and working with Dustin, as
Yeah.
you say, you grew up watching him. Like, does it
Yeah.
feel? How does it feel? Does it feel strange or?
It used to. It's so funny just because like when you get to know someone for so long, like it just kind of wears off. And to me, he's just like Dustin, just like my buddy. He's such like a character, but he's a very like sweet guy. He's very like it's funny because like it's almost like father figure esque, but it's like it almost is more like big brother esque than father figure, even though he's so old. But he's not. But he's man, he's great. A wealth of knowledge, super fun to hang out with. Really close with obviously the whole family now.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I don't think about it too much, but there are times when someone like asks, and I'm like, yeah, that is kind of cool. That's weird. That's kind of weird. I never would have thought, like looking back, like, hey, one day
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Goldust like a bitch or whatever. I don't know what I am now. But we just call me a producer, so I like that. That sounds nicer.
Producer sounds a bit more professional.
Mhm. I like it more.
Like I noticed because I went to a convention the other week for the local wrestling, and they had like Billy Gunn and Sandman.
Yeah.
And I genuinely think there must be something in the water in America because your wrestlers just seem to tower over us.
Mm.
And then I know a lot of American wrestlers do come from like American football or
Sure.
some kind of sport background.
Yeah.
And it's like ours. Like I've said this to people, I'd be like, ours are all socially awkward.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think some American wrestlers are that size because of growth hormone. But rampant steroid use, which isn't super prevalent anymore. But yeah, it's funny you say that though, because one of my all-time favorites ever heroes is William Regal. And that is a giant person when you meet him in person. So for the Brits, maybe it's just because he's been in America so long. But I mean, he is huge. He's huge. But yeah, I don't know why that is. Billy Gunn is a horrifying human being. Like, he's a cool guy. We just had him on our anniversary show. But like when he walks in a room, you're like, oh shit, dude. Yes, sir. Hello. You know what I mean? So.
Well, you mentioned ECW earlier, and I lately stood and interviewed Sandman, and
that's so cool.
He couldn't understand me at first because I was so nervous that I was talking.
Oh yeah.
Asked him a question about sandwiches, and then I was like, "I'm done now. I've got to go."
The sandwich man, that's great, dude. New gimmick for him.
It should be. It should be.
There you go.
So, predominantly, do you train at the Rhodes Wrestling Academy, or do you venture out and?
Yeah. So I do venture out. I am no longer like directly located where the school is, just for a variety of reasons. But I'm there all the time. It's funny, like as an unsigned talent, I feel like I travel almost the same amount as a signed talent. I'm just there all the time. So I'm in a few other places. I will say though, I'm very like as I get older, I'm very selective with like who I work with or what I do, just for several reasons. Like I don't need to. And so I only do it like if I want to. And I also don't want to risk injury. And unfortunately, there's just like the state of the indies. There's a lot of places where like guys are not, they're pretty reckless or they're not like trained well. And it's just like, if I don't trust, like, I don't know. So I get kind of like weird. And just with RWA, it takes up so much of my time because I'm just constantly doing something right for them. So it's just, yeah.
But so what would you say to any British people who may want to come over and train at Rhodes Wrestling Association?
Yeah. stay where you no, I'm just kidding. No, so I think, when you think about like a Paul or an Alex, right, who did that, and things were a little different then, but it can be done. I think we get a lot of international folks because I run, like I said, I run all the socials and like the
Yeah.
applications and stuff, and like it's hard for sure. And I think the advice I would give is like, if you're going to do something like that internationally, don't do it with any sort of expectation other than just rounding yourself out to be a better performer and learn something different. Like
Mm,
when Paul came over, for example, like Paul didn't need to learn how to do basic shit. Like Paul was a great worker already. So it's not like I could offer him, basics, which is kind of where
yeah.
my stuff is like mechanics. But what Dustin could offer is like an American TV style that there's not getting taught in the UK, right? And so now in Paul's toolbox, he has an American TV style, so he can work a different type of match if he needs to. And that's what makes you more versatile as a performer. And so I think that should really be the goal. We get a lot of folks that come in and they're like direct connection to AEW, kind of like loosely affiliated with like WWEID in some ways. And it's just like, that's that's not gonna happen for you. I just always say that. Like, and if it does, that's amazing. But like it's not gonna happen. It's not what the point of the school is. So they are really rounding out their advanced camps now. So that's good. So even if you have a ton of experience, there's like something that you can gain
Mm.
for sure.
Yeah, because I know, like I say, Paul speaks very highly of you, of the school,
Yeah.
and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's great. He's part of the club, man.
he's a very cool guy. I really
Yeah.
like him.
Yeah.
Uh,
Paul's great.
first, I don't know if he's told. First time I met him, he was doing a signing at
Yeah.
UKW with Evan, and I was talking to Evan, and then I was like to my friend, I'm like, I want to go say hi to Paul, but I'm scared. He's like, why are you scared? Now I'm not bothered.
Yeah. You shouldn't
It,
be.
no.
What's it gonna do?
Saturday after the show, I'm not going to repeat what he said, but it was like, Nikki, if this is TMI, I don't care, and just rattled off a story, and I was like, yep.
That sounds like the thing I really like about Paul is he comes off like he's very like reserved and respectful or whatever. But what he does really is he bottles up all this anger and resentment, and then like you said, he'll just pop it off. He'll just be like, you know what, and then he'll just blah, 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 and I'm like, oh shit, I love that.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh every time.
Right, now we're going to play the game.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Shit. Here we go.
This is 10 things that apparently all Americans / and or wrestlers do. So it can just be basic American. It can be just about wrestling.
Okay.
About wrestling thrown in there. But it's be
Okay.
like Chad. And we're going to see if you have done these following things.
Okay. All right.
1, complained about the price of gas, but driven there anyway.
Oh shit. Yeah. That's just like a pastime. Yeah. Absolutely. That's what we do here.
Ordered a drink with way too much ice.
Not intentionally, but there are places that overdo the ice, and I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, apparently in America, your drink is just like ice with a splash of soda.
They're just trying to screw you at every turn, dude. And then the places that don't do refills for free, I'm like, get fucked, dude. That is insane. It's capitalism. Anyway, sorry.
Measured distance in driving time instead of miles.
Oh, dude, every single time. I don't know how many miles it is to anywhere. I'm just like, this takes 20 minutes. This takes a half an hour, whatever. Like, that's it. So, yeah, without question.
Argued about barbecue styles.
Okay, I'm not a huge barbecue person, but I will say, obviously, being in Texas, if you know anything about the U.S., Texas is like people do not mess around about their barbecue. So I have been in conversations, and because I'm not a barbecue person, I can be a chameleon and just kind of agree with whoever's saying whatever, and I stay on their good side. So that's what I do. I go, yeah, you're right. That is the best. Mm-hmm.
That's a good applause.
Yep.
Told someone you're going to hit the hay.
I don't think I have said that.
Really?
I maybe ironically, but yeah, no, I think that's funny. No, but I don't think so.
Argued about finishing moves for way too long.
Oh my God, all the time, dude, because I'm very indecisive and I'm constantly like creating things and trying new stuff. So always arguing.
Randomly started a conversation in an elevator. Apparently, that's something Americans do.
Uh, I'm pretty social, but I really, unless like there's some like big reason, I'm pretty like I don't want to talk to anyone, so I just kind of face away. Um, so no,
You're part of the
that's not me.
people hater club.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, yeah. So no.
Have you ever gotten overexcited about samples at Costco?
I, probably once or twice. Like I don't know if like overexcited, but there's definitely times where I'm like, oh dude, like I've never heard of that. And then I want to try it for sure. Yeah, I like samples.
We all like free samples. Have you
Yeah.
ever driven somewhere that was walkable?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm American. I'm trying to make sure I have a heart attack by 60. So
And have you ever practiced your entrance in the mirror?
dude, like did that today, actually. So I mean, it's the first time people see you, so I'm like trying out new stuff. I'm like, okay, maybe I can do this or whatever, all the time with my entrance music playing on my phone. Yeah,
I love that. I love that.
yeah, everyone
So,
has it.
so obviously you did have the whole be like Chad. So how does one be like Chad?
Yeah, I guess being like severe back pain. The be like Chad thing was like I don't really I just still sell that shirt, but it's kind of all turned into the dark Chad like the heavy
Yeah.
metal thing. But the be like Chad thing, just like I just made that one day out of just because I needed merch, and I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, this is kind of funny. I think to be very like niche. I was watching some old WWE Velocity episodes from like 2002, and there's a guy Shannon Moore who was with WWE for a long time, and he used to put "to be me" on his like tights on the bottom. And when I was watching that, I was like, oh, be like so that's how I came up with it. I just threw it on a shirt, and for some reason, dude, people buy that shit all the time, and I'm like, okay, it's like a really bad cartoon picture of me that doesn't look like me. It's like I don't have blue eyes. It has blue eyes and blonde hair, but hey man, I don't know, it works, whatever.
I love it. I love how
Yeah,
random this like it's just thrown together
yeah,
and it works.
yeah.
I love stuff
No,
like
no thought.
that. Do you have any favorite matches of yours?
Ooh, of mine. I really love that match with Abaddon that we talked about earlier, just because we had been trying to like have an actual singles match for a long time. And, unfortunately, just because of the show, even though I was like helping book it, it just with timing, we had to cut our time down a little bit. And we had so many other things we wanted to do. So, maybe in the future, but even with that, it was just fun to wrestle a friend. Um, I I have a favorite match for a bad reason too. I really love my first match on the very first Rhodes Wrestling Association show. It was me, Paul, Movie Mike, and Ty Shane. Were the four of us in a four-way match, and it was the first time Paul and I had like an actual match in front of people, not just training. And I was so stressed out. And the match was fine. I was so stressed out. There was a moment where was supposed to leave to the back for a little bit and then come back out. And I was so wrapped up in production that I ran to the back for my spot and then just got distracted talking to Dustin and like talking about what was going to happen in the match that I missed my cue. And you wouldn't know really if you didn't understand what we called, but like I missed my cue and then they called for me again and I missed my second cue. And then eventually I was like, shit, I've been out of this match for like 4 minutes. So I went and like just stood at the curtain and I'm like waiting. I'm like, dude, they forgot. I was like, they forgot the cue. Shit. And I was like so upset. And I was like, damn. And so I eventually just ran out and just like interrupted whatever spots they were doing. And I grabbed Paul and I'm like, all right. And we go to a spot and he was like, what the fuck? Where were you? And I was like, you missed the cue. And he's like, no, we didn't. And I was like, whatever. And we finished the match. And in the back, I was like, guys, what happened to the cue? And Paul's like, we did it like 4 times. I thought you were ribbing us. I thought you just thought it was funny. And I was like, oh no. So that's my favorite match just because of Paul will never let me live that down. So I love it for that reason too. And yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love hearing all these stories.
Yeah. There's so many.
Oh, come on then. One more. Give me another story.
Okay. God, there's so many. So Oh, I can't tell that one. The first one that comes up because I'm thinking of Paul's stories, and Paul would love it. But um, there's been times like in the academy with certain students who just have weird personalities. Who like there was a day we were cutting promos, and they just really thought they had a good promo and went in front of everybody. We used to do a thing where we had a step and repeat, which is basically just a big RWA sign. We would light them and then film them and just be like, go, like you're cutting a TV promo. And this promo was so hilariously like weird and bad. And Paul was there visiting, and I mean, he was like in tears laughing at it. I have a picture of him. He had to go behind the ring and sit and look at the floor because he couldn't like handle what was happening. And I don't want to divulge anything past that because I don't, I don't, just in case anyone sees it who was involved. Otherwise, not to disparage that person, but that's one of my favorite just moments, just seeing Paul, who isn't historically like super laughy, just die laughing and cry. So anyway, one of my faves for sure.
So what have you got coming up with the Rhodes Wrestling Association?
Yeah, this weekend actually, March 8th, is the Rhodes Cup 2. So it's our second annual, like we do like a little mini tournament. The winner holds the Rhodes Cup, and they get to like cash it in, kind of like Money in the Bank style. So they can cash it in whenever they want. And yeah, so very, I don't know, very
really
cool. Yeah. Imaga, I'm sure will make an appearance. He's not like booked to wrestle, but he'll probably make an appearance. It's free on our YouTube channel, so we live stream, and then it'll be 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern, and then like a week later, our production crew will like cut like a different like edited version with like some promos and stuff like that, and put it up for free also. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, Rhodes Wrestling.
I have done.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah.
I have done. That's it. I want to see the rise of Mop Guy. I'm invested now. I want to see him rise to the top and win everything.
Shit. I would love that. You never know, dude. He would love that too. So you never know what's gonna happen. You never know what's gonna happen. That's funny.
No, I'm fully invested in him now.
Yeah, you should be. Who knows? Who knows where that's gonna lead? That's most people's favorite.
I'm invested in you. Just
don't be. I'm just there, man. Be invested. Be invested in Mop Guy.
When are we gonna get you over here? I think we need to.
Yeah, I would love to. I think Paul and I have been talking about this for years, and I really think it's more on me than anything else because I know he can hook me up wherever. So it's really I don't know, but we got to plan something for sure. It would be neat to come over. Yeah,
come and join him and Alex on their rampant tirade at UKW. They're just going crazy.
I love to assault people with them. Yeah, that's 3 of our favorite pastimes. So that's good.
I will act scared.
Act scared, but you will not. I will say, Mom, and then right. It's good.
Yeah, let me act scared, and we're all good to go.
There you go. That's all you got to do. Act scared.
When was it? Friday, because the pay-per-view was Saturday, and he messaged me. He's like, "Are you on commentary tomorrow?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Good. We need you to scream." I was like, "Thanks."
Thanks.
Apparently, I give off a good scream when I'm on comms. So.
Oh well, shit. That's great. Good. I guess good to know, right? Put that on the resume.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm loud anyway, so it's just I just amp it up a bit. But
hey, that's great.
When he comes out to the ring, though, I try not to get too excited because I am a fan of his, and I'm like, "You're a bad guy." Oh
yeah,
no.
You. Act scared.
Yeah.
Funny.
But that is, I think, all I got for you.
Good. Well, thank you for having me on. That was great. I'm happy to come on anytime. When does this post?
It will be tomorrow for me. It might
be
that time for you. I don't.
Remember, I'm American. I don't know anything. Just whatever. When I see it, I'll see it. Cool.
I'll try to
I
get out
just
as early as I can in the morning. So
got you. Cool. Okay. Well, let me plug just at Dark Chad Rules on everything. Dark Chad Rules on Instagram and X, unfortunately, but I got to do it for wrestling, so it's on there. And then again, YouTube channel. Go to the Rhodes Wrestling YouTube channel. And if you're in the UK, man, reach out. Let's get you to RWA, and I don't know. You come be international.
Yes, do it. If Alex can do it, I'm kidding. I love Alex.
That's what I. If Alex, I mean, shit, anybody can do it. Believe me.
I love Alex. I think
Me too,
Alex
of course.
such a character.
He's great. He's fantastic.
I'll be sat there and he'll say something so unhinged, and I'm just like, don't laugh, don't laugh. Oh. Oh, he's back.
Oh, I'm back. Oh my gosh, so sorry. I was like, okay, it's because we were talking about Alex, and so I just hung up. I was like, I don't need to hear about him. So, but no, Alex is wonderful. He is great. I'm glad he's getting out there now, and long time coming. So it's good.
Yeah, he's going back to America soon, isn't he? For
I hear from him a lot that he's going to, and I don't ever see him. So he's of course welcome anytime. So
yeah, that's on him. That's all on him.
That's what I'm saying.
I will start pushing for you to get over here.
Okay. All right. I will. I'll do it. Yeah, absolutely.
So come over, just tag along with them too.
Easy money, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I will collab with Chad on everything on all socials when I post this.
Perfect.
As he said, go and check out Rhodes Wrestling Association. Keep going to say academy when I mean association. It's
all the same. It's all good. It's all good.
Go check them out, because from what I've seen, and I will be going to watch more, it's so incredible. Like you're missing out if you don't go watch it.
Yeah, agreed.
Thank you very much, Chad, for this.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
All right, we will see you all soon. Bye. And
Jobbing with Nikki.